Okay, this is pre-algebra lesson 8.8b. Okay, 8.8b, we're still graphing linear inequalities. Okay, I've already shown you how to graph the just one inequality. What happens when you have a system of inequalities? Here's the deal. Let me give you this one. I'll do the odd one here. 2x plus y less than or equal to 4, and y plus 1 is greater than or equal to negative 2x. Okay, so here's the deal. Listen, nothing changes here. I need you to watch. Are you all for real? This is real. What is that thing? A line. Right, it's half the deal, right? It's half this thing, right? It's an equation. I mean, if this was an equal sign right here, if this was an equal sign, then it would be a line, right? So I mean, you're going to graph this like it was a line. Is it going to be solid or dotted? Solid. And this one here is also a line, but it's okay. Is either one in slope-intercept form? Can I just graph them either one with the way they sit? No. So I need to first thing I got to do is get them to where they're graphable. That first one will look like this. I simply need to do what to the first one? Up here, guys, eyes up here, for real. You're learning something here, for real. The first thing, what do I have to do here to make that thing graphable? Get y alone. So I have to go minus 2x. So I'm going to go minus 2x, minus 2x. That would be then y is less than or equal to negative 2x plus 4. Yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right? Yes. Okay. He's good now. He's been changed. And this one, what do I need to do to get y alone? Minus 1. So minus 1, minus 1. It ends up being y is greater than or equal to negative 2x minus 1. There is my two lines. Okay, do you agree? What do you notice? Listen, right now I can tell you something that's going to be true about this, and so should you be able to. When you look at this, what do you recognize that's going to happen?
They're going to be parallel.
They're going to be parallel. How do you know they're parallel?
The same slope.
They have the same exact slope. They both have a negative 2 slope, so they're going to be, and they cross at different places, so that means that they're going to be parallel. They're never going to touch. Does that make sense? Okay, that's not a problem. But I'll show you exactly what to do here, okay? I'm going to show you what to do. Nothing changes. All you do is graph this thing as though they were each individual line. You graph that thing. Graph that by itself. Let's do it. It crosses at 4, so that's up here at 4, and it has a negative 2 slope. Do you agree that that's the line? Yes. Okay. So it's solid, so I get to go like this because it's solid. Now, this is where you take a different color. You don't want to do it all dark because it'll be a little confusing. I'm going to use gray, a very light gray. Okay, and now I'm going to figure out what shade, where it belongs. In order to do that, I choose the 0, 0. Agreed? Mm-hmm. Choose 0, 0, and I'm going to do it for this right here. So is 0 less than or equal to 4?
Yes.
Yes. So then now I'm going to do my shading, and I'm going to shade over here. That is true. Does that make sense? That is true for that line. If the question was for me, that's what we've been doing. I mean, you can do that, right? You know how to do the one. So, okay, we're done with the half of it now. But it's a system. It's what is true for both, right? It's what's true for both. So then now I have to graph the other line. Okay, let's do this. Now this one crosses at negative 1, and it also has a negative 2 slope. So then it also looks like this, right? It also looks like that. And so now I'm going to figure out, okay, hold on. I'm going to still choose 0, 0 and see if it's true. Is 0 greater than or equal to negative 1?
Yes.
Yes. Therefore, now, that means that it's all of this on this side of that line. Does that make sense? It's all of this stuff. Does that make sense? So where is it true for both? Where was it true for both? It was, I choose a little bit darker of a shade here, and it's all this stuff that's in the middle here. It's the stuff that's in the middle of that. That is the part that's true. You do need to have shaded for all of it because you need to see, but the part that's true for both is the center part. Does that make sense? Make sense? Okay. Let's do number 39 is a good one. Okay. Number 39, it says x is less than 6 and y is less than or equal to 2x. Okay, first of all, is that written in slope-intercept form? No, it's not y equals, right? In order for it to be slope-intercept form, it has to be y equals. But can you graph x is less than 6? Let's look. Where is x equals 6? Where is that? Yeah! Gigi, where is x equals 6? What do I do? Where do I put it?
Over to the right.
Okay, and so here's my, that's where x is 6. Okay, so what do I do with this? Is it just a dot? So I guess I don't understand why you're so confused. Would it be this? Would that make sense? Is that the line? No, so then where's the line? Oh, so there's nothing to be confused about. I mean, there's only two options, right? And so as soon as you draw this, you go, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. Then you have to know that it's that. Agreed? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but what it is.
Right. I'm just... Right? Right. Now we have to decide x is less than 6. Which way is less than 6? If x is 6, which way is less than 6? If I was to say in the old way, how do you do x is less than 6? It's an open circle to the left, right? It's everything to the left, right? So then, agreed? Right? Isn't that true? Okay, so then I need to graph this, or I need to shade it. It would be all of this stuff. Agreed? That is left of 6. That is smaller than 6. Okay, now I'm going to graph that. Can I graph that the way it sits?
Yeah.
Yes, it's written in slope-intercept form. Where does it cross the y? 0, 0. And what's the slope? A 2 slope. Okay, that means it goes like this. Is it solid or dotted?
It's solid.
Okay, now this time, notice this. Because I need to make my two lines touch if they touch. So I need to go up here and finish this so that they touch. Okay? You do need to do that so that you see exactly where this thing's going. Now, I'm going to choose. Can I choose 0, 0 for my point for this one?
No.
No. Can I choose 1, 1? Yes. I can choose 1, 1 because that thing's right there. And so I'm going to choose 1, 1. Is 1 less than or equal to 2? Is 1 less than or equal to 2? Yes. So then that means that all of this stuff is true. I'll do it a little darker just so we can see the contrast. Does that make sense? All of that is true. So where is it true for both? This stuff. Does that make sense? That's the part that it's true for both. Yes.
So when we do this today, you want us to change the colors?
No, you can just, you lightly shade it the first time in pencil, and then the next time you lightly shade it, and then when you see where it's true for both, you darkly shade it. There should be a very clear difference. That's all I'm doing here is using a light shade, and then, oh, that's where it's true for both. That's when you dark shade it, because the answer is the dark shade, right? That's the answer. It's not dark enough.
I did just like lines.
Make sense?
So it needs to be like light pencil, dark pencil.
That's right. Make sense? Hey, really. Okay, last one, and then I'm going to let you guys get doing this. This is weird. Okay, not weird. It's just, okay, negative 2x plus y greater than 1, and x plus 2y is less than 2. Okay. I want you to do this one for me right now. You do it. I know you think you've already done it. Now that you've watched how to do it again, I want you to see it. Just start from scratch and try and do it again. Graph each one of these. This is number 41. I don't care where you do it. I really don't. This is just practice. I just want you to do it. Who needs the time? Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see how you did. First thing you got to look at, and listen, this is like the hardest one on the page. Okay, this right here, this is the one of the mountains that you learn in algebra next year. So I mean, yes, this is the first pass through for this for you. But yeah, in chapter 6, you're doing this exact same thing in algebra, just like it. So, yeah. Can I graph that the way it sits? No. Can I graph this one the way it sits?
No.
That just means more steps. You know how to do this, though. That first one, what do I have to do to make it graphable?
Plus.
Put it in
Slope-intercept
slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form, right? Okay, so how do I do that? Get y alone. What do I have to do?
Plus 2x.
Plus 2x. So I'm going to add 2x and add 2x. I'm going to rewrite that down here. Y is greater than 2x plus 1, right? Such an easy graph one. This one, look, that one's so easy to graph, right? And then for this one here, what do I have to do? Minus x, right? Here, I'm going to, well, all right, we'll come back to this. Okay, minus x, they're gone. And then, so that ends up being, I'm going to rewrite that negative x plus 2. And then I have to divide by 2 and divide this by 2. This is the hard part. Y is less than, what is that guy?
Negative 1/2.
-1/2 x. And then what is this guy?
1.
Plus 1. Okay. So then, there we go. I'm going to rewrite that thing so it's down here. Y is less than -1/2 x plus 1. There's my 2 lines.
You put -1.
Okay, I'll fix it. I think I put plus. It just didn't record it on my... Okay. Plus 1. Now I need to graph them. What do you notice about them? What do you know is true? They both cross at
1.
the y-intercept at 1, right? Does that make sense? And you can just recognize that that means they're both gonna cross right here. Does that make sense? That's where the x is gonna be. Okay, let's take a look. Let's do it. This first one crosses at 1. It is a dotted line, and it has a 2 slope. So it goes like that, and it's going to look like this. Before we do anything else, I now have to figure out which side am I going to shade for this. And so I'm going to choose 0, 0, because it's clearly on one side, right? So I'm going to choose 0, 0 here, and we're going to go, okay, is 0 greater than 1? Now, why do I do that? I go is 0. I'm replacing 0, y with 0 and x is with 0, right? So it goes 0 greater than 2 times 0, which eventually you get to the point where you don't need to do that. You know that if that's 0, then the whole thing is 0, right? You just kind of ignore it, right? So you go is 0 greater than, you know that's a 0, 1. Is 0 greater than 1?
No.
No. Therefore, the shade, we'll do it kind of like this, the shade is over here. Make sense? Because if 0, 0 was a part of it, if that would be a part, then it would have been shaded over here. But it's not. 0, 0, 0 is not a part of it. So that's why we do it over here. Okay. The next one is the line crosses at 1. This time it's a -1/2 slope, down 1 over 2. And it is also dotted. Right? And this time, oh, I did that wrong. I did it wrong. Whoa, 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 whoa. I chose it from the wrong spot. Yeah, it's down. We're going from right here. It's down 1 over 2. It's right here. Okay, is 0, 0 clearly on one side or the other? Yes. So let's choose 0, 0 again. And this time we go is 0 less than what? That's going to end up being 0. So is 0 less than 1? Is 0 less than 1? Yes. Therefore, the side with the 0 is a part of the solution, and so it's over. Oops. So it is this stuff over here. Does that make sense? I'm going to do it lighter. Hold on. It's this stuff over here. What part is true for both? Is this chunk right here. This stuff right here. Does that make sense? That's the part that was true for both. And you know it goes forever, right? I mean, it's all of this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
See, I need to understand it. It's just all of it. It's that whole quadrant. How have you got that? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Watching me do it, does it make sense?
My lines were the same, except that it was negative lines.
Right, there's just little baby steps that you have to do, right? You gotta be meticulous about this. I mean, like, each little thing is so important. Give yourself plenty of room to do this. I mean, like, I'm stuck because I've got just a little bit of an area here to do it, you know what I mean? Like, you guys have all the room you need. You give yourself room to do each problem very meticulously, so that you set it up right, and then be meticulous, be careful, and you should be fine. You have a question?
Well, I was just gonna tell you, what I did, I think I did like the math wrong.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Give yourself plenty of room, and you've got, I mean, I can't, you can do it. Okay. Your homework is the exact same thing as it was yesterday, except it's evens. So it's page 445, 23 to 42, even. Okay?